So, top 10 great ancient Chinese inventions. Number 10, roll planting. Feudal period, 6th century BC. The Chinese started planting crops in rows sometimes in the 6th century BC. This technique allows the crops to grow faster and stronger. It facilitates more efficient planting, watering, weeding, and harvesting. There is also documentation that they realized that as the wind travel over rows of plants there is less damage. This obvious development was not instituted in the western world for another 2002 years. Number 9 in the list of ancient Chinese inventions, number 9, compass. Feudal period, 4th century BC. The Chinese developed a lodestone compass to indicate a direction sometimes in the 4th century BC. These compasses were south pointing and were primarily used on land as a divination tools and direct finders. Written in the 4th century BC in the book of the Devil Valley Master, it is written that lodestone makes iron come or it attracts it. Number 8, and the seed drill, Han Dynasty. So, this seed drill is used to plant seeds into the soil at a uniform depth and cover it. Without this tool, seeds are tossed by hand over the ground, resulting in waste and inefficient, uneven growth. Chinese farmers were using seed drills as easy as the 2nd century BC. So, number 7, iron plows, Han Dynasty. One of the major developments of the ancient Chinese agriculture was the use of the iron moldboard plows. Though probably first developed in the 4th century BC and promoted by the central government, they were popular and common by the Han Dynasty. Number 6, deep drilling, Han Dynasty. By the 1st century BC, the Chinese had developed and technology for deep drilling boreholes. Some of these reached depths of 4,800 feet. They used technology that would be easily recognizable as a modern engineer and layperson alike. Derricks would rise as much as 180 feet above the borehole. So this is about deep drilling. Next thing is number 5, ship's rudder. Chinese naval developments occurred far earlier than similar Western technology. The first recorded use of rudder technology in the West was in 1180. Chinese pottery models of sophisticated slung axial rudders, enabling the rudder to be lifted in shallow waters, dating from the 1st century, have been found. So, number 4, harnesses for horses, age of division. Throat harnesses have been used throughout the world to harness horses to carts and sleds. These harnesses press back on the neck of the horse, thus limiting the full length of the animal. Number 3, porcelain Sui dynasty. Porcelain is a very specific kind of ceramic produced by the extreme temperatures of a kiln. The materials fuse and form a glass and mineral compound known for its strength, transience, and beauty. Invented during the Sui dynasty and perfected during the Tang dynasty. So next thing is number two, toilet paper. One of the first recorded accounts of using hygienic paper was during the Sui dynasty in 589. In 851, an Arab traveler reported that the Chinese used paper in place of water to cleanse themselves. By the late 1300s, approximately 7 lakh 20,000 sheets per year were produced in packages of 1,000 to 10,000 sheets. The last and number one is printing, movable type, Song dynasty. Paper having been invented by the Chinese is well known and is one of the great Chinese inventions. The recipe for this paper still exists and can be followed by today's artisans. In 868, the first printed book using full page woodcuts was produced. About 100 years later, the innovations of Biesheng were described. So these are the top 10 great, great ancient Chinese inventions.